What's going on, boys? Yeah, I thought it might be time to upload a Memento deck profile. I've been screwing around with this deck for a little while now, and I feel like I fucking struck gold. I feel like I've got something pretty goddamn good here. I'm gonna take it to locals next week and see if it does well and make adjustments from there. But this is what I've got so far, and I feel like it's pretty solid. So tune in. Let's start with the main here. Of course, our free ofs. Got free Tatsus, free Darkblades, Languages. Pretty self-explanatory. They're all one-card combos on their own. They all do pretty much the most the deck can do. So you max out on them. And of course, if you try to search this with this and they imperm it, got it in hand, that's always a good thing. All right, now for the two ofs. We've got two Sleepy. I run two because I always like to have the target in the deck. I feel like it's definitely useful to have access to that. Same goes for the Goblins. That's actually another one-card combo, just on its own. So it's kind of like, do I run free? But, you know, I feel like two's been good so far. Two Mace. Now, this isn't a one-card combo. It doesn't do anything on its own. But if you have any other Memento in hand, it's pretty much wombo. Like, full combo. Alright, one ofs it is. Beautiful QCR combined creation. Just show off the bling there a little bit. Beautiful bugger this guy is. Yeah. You only need one. Your Trihorn. Excellent extender. I've seen people cut him. It didn't really stick. He's still necessary. Akihiron. Love Akihiron. Just another body to spit out onto the field, and it takes you into your link place. And obviously Gaddick. And then I'm also running the Spice, EMP Meowman. Now this card can be sided out for your time card, which is Red Resonator, or there's another spicy bitch in the side deck you'll see later. That's a very good anti-Ryzeal tech, which is obviously one of the most prevalent decks in the format. Alright, now we're going to get into some spells and traps. So, we'll be running free Bone Party, obviously. Free Breakout. Breakout, amazing card. Automatic free of. As I mentioned, Goblin's a one-card combo. This also helps you play through a Tatsu negation. Obviously, Bone Party does, but it's essentially like running 6 Bone Party, and Fist card's fantastic, so why wouldn't you run 6? Running 2 Fusion. 3, I feel like, is a bit too much. Never found barely even need the second, if I'm honest. So, but I'm not brave enough to run 1, so I think 2's perfect. And then obviously your Mid-Clan. And then I also run a Cranium Burst, because I think this card's the nuts. Obviously there's the Appaloosa effect, but there's the other effect that's sort of come up in the past, which is the Battle Phase effect. It's kind of a sneaky one. Takes people off guard. And then we've got Shadol Core. That's obviously something that you can set off Silhouette Rabbit, which I am running in the extra deck. That's it for the spells and traps. Alright, we'll get onto the non-engine. So I'm running, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel like it's enough. But I really don't want to cut any engine in deck. So I'm running 9 non-engine. Running free Nibiru, excellent against Malice. Not so good against Ryzeal, but you're good against a lot of other things in the format. Free Ash. Self-explanatory, right? You can Ash Fuvalos, you can Ash Puralia. And then Imperm. Basic bitch hand traps, really. So that's why I chose them. I was running Droll in the main, but no, I feel like some nibs, you know? So that's kind of where I went with that. Now for the extra deck. Rolling with 2 Creation King, 1 Twin Dragon. Some people run 2, actually most people run 2. Actually pretty much all lists I've seen are running 2. Gotta be honest, since you can shuffle it back and you can retrieve it from banishment, it feels weird to run more than, 1. You can see some niche scenarios where Unicorn rips it and it's like, that you really miss it at that point. But you can still kind of play without it. It's such a niche circumstance that I just wanted the extra deck space for other things. 1 pretty much always feels like enough. Azamina Illa Sylvia. Says there's a way to get into her. Winder. Obviously Shadol Core, Rabbit, Memento Fusion. Winder. Yeah, back when Tempai was super prevalent. Winder worked wonders against them. Some XYZs. Typhon, why not? Sprite. Gigantic Sprite. This guy here, amazing. Rabbit cannot be used as a link material, so you're left with a rabbit on field. And I used to run Fiendsmith in this deck, and I sort of found that I went into rabbit more often than not, just because the window lock was amazing. But I really wanted to get into the other side of it with IP and SP and Gigantic Sprite in combination with Gaddick helps you do that. Means you can get your Winder, and you still get an IP, and you still got SP options on your opponent's turn, or the variety of link monsters that I'm currently running. Unchained Abomination, I thought, why not? It's probably going to be that new Lightless Shadow, a Q Lightless Shadow, whatever it's called. Just because I think that card's great in Memento. But for now, it's going to be Unchained Abomination. It's like a Ryzeal Detonator at home. Skull Tread to fix hands. It's mostly for the scenario where you've got a time card or you decided in something else, and which I'll show you later. And anyway, you draw it, and it's kind of weird, but this guy kind of fixes that. There's a combo for that. It's not as good, but it saves you that scenario, and usually these cards are kind of game enders, right? You're in time. You gain 5k, you're winning. Try hard. This is probably something I'll change out once I find a decent target to change it out with. It's definitely something that I was maining because of Tempai. This card against Tempai, they're pretty much boned. Where are they going with that? Selene. Selene helps you make the Azamina Illa Sylvia. Obviously IP into that. And then you've got your Light Spellcaster as per her material. And the Illusion Monster is the Creation King. It's not optimal, but, it's better than evenling away your entire board. SP Rabbit King Masquerina. And as a grand finale, Anima. Now for the side deck. Yes, this is where there's a little bit of spice here. Definitely nothing too crazy. But it's got my personal touches. We've got a Droll and Lock Bird. So I used to main it. Now I side it. Spooky Dogwood for time. Because why not? It really does stop your opponent from playing if it's close to clock's end, And then we've got Ibly. Ryzeal would probably hate this card. And you know what? Gigantic Sprite. Summon Ibly. Link them off into IP. Your opponent gets Ibly. You move to the next turn. What's your opponent doing? If they're definitely not linking at all, that's kind of it for them, isn't it? Then the time card obviously is Red Resonator. Yep, gain 5k. Love to see it. Dark Hole. Dark Hole is honestly, I wanted a board breaker in there, and a mate of mine just plays a shit ton of mini ghouls, so Dark Hole kind of deals with them as well. And I was like, oh yeah, this pretty much fits, right? Evenly is pretty boned. It's a great card, and then I've got Zurne to side out Shadol Core against decks like, say, Flunder, which aren't really relevant anymore, or decks that don't really care about Winder too much. That's kind of what it's there for. That's it for Decide. Alright, so first combo is the Darkblade combo. And this is probably the most go-to combo of the deck. This is something you're going to try to aim roughly to do every time. It's sort of like the backbone of it. It can be either Darkblade, a way to get into Darkblade, or an Anguish. It's the same combo. So in a normal summon Darkblade effect, destroy himself to special summon a Memento monster from deck. It's going to be Anguish. Anguish effect to add, adding Tatsu. Tatsu effect in hand, special summon itself. On summon effect to destroy itself, sending from deck. Maybe sending Sleepy, a Goblin, and the Mace. This is where the targets in the deck really help. I mean, if you draw one of these, it's not so bad. I mean, to be honest, you could cut Sleepy, but it's whatever. Anyway, it's a tangent. Fuck it off. Let's move on. Those go to the grave. Now, from here we got Anguish. Anguish's effect to replace itself with Mace. Mace effect, destroy itself. To add a Meme Fusion. Meme Fusion effect to fuse. I'm using the Mace because we've used it. I'm going to be using the Darkblade and the Tatsu. Try to leave a witch in there at all times so I don't screw it up. Bring out Creation King. Creation King effect. We're going to be sending a copy of himself, of course. And a copy of some of our one-ofs. Gaddock and a Kahiron. Drawing either of these two sucks cheeks, but you know, sometimes what can you do? You got to play around it as it happens. Gaddock effect. Gaddock effect summons himself. Gaddock effect on field to grab you your Sleepy to hand. Okay, now from here we are going to banish our Creation King to grab ourselves a field spell. The Mick Plan. Which will activate as soon as possible. And we summon Sleepy. Sleepy effect to fuse, using Gaddock and Sleepy for Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon effect to destroy himself and add Creation King, Trihorn Dragon. The kings of the deck. We have a Soul Charge-esque effect to pop off here. So Chain Link 1, you can do these in any order generally. Just keep in mind the last thing that you do may get negated. Big Clan. Then Dragon, which will target Dragon because Dragon was destroyed. And Special Summon from Grave. Dragon's effect as well to Special Summon because he was destroyed. And then we were also going to do Akahiron, who also has an effect when something is destroyed. I like to do him last, typically. So Akahiron comes out, nice little body. Make sure to get a Gaddock cooking. And then the other thing I like to get out here is a Goblin. This instance. Yeah, in this scenario, Goblin will destroy the Akahiron to send. Just going to send the Tatsu, so we have an extra body for Creation King. Combine Creation. As well as Cranium Burst. This is, of course, going to trigger Akihiron, who, because he was destroyed, lets me grab a Memento card from Grave or Banishment, which I'm going to grab Fusion because we need it. Now we're going to summon Trihorn Dragon. I'm going to utilize these two. And we're going to go into Silhouette Rabbit. Silhouette Rabbit effect to set from deck. We're setting... Where the hell did I put you? Shadowcore. No. Hey. This is where kind of the bread and butter stuff starts to happen. We're going to summon Creation King here because, you know, you're locked out of anything that isn't a level 2 once you use Gigantic Sprite, so... It's just everything but Witch and Akihiron, really. Just because Akihiron's a nice body for IP, and you obviously want to use your Witch to search Sleepy. Follow up, I guess. I like Sleepy. So that's going to bring him out from hand. I'm going to put him over here. Now we do our Gigantic Sprite play. Going to detach from Gigantic Sprite to special summon a level 2 from deck. And here we're going to roll with Meowmine. Of course, in time, you're going to side in a red Resonator, so this is where you summon Resonator. And then also, if you're going up against something that you know Ibly will absolutely destroy, this would be an Ibly. And it's exactly the same combo, of course, unless you draw it, but it is a different combo, which I'll show you later. Okay. Link summon these two off. IP Masquerini. Yeah. Set our Meme Fusion. We proceed into the end phase, where we set Cranium Burst. And yeah, I guess in the opponent's turn, whenever there's an opportune moment to use Creation King, pretty much use them straight away, bring out Anguish. Anguish grab Sleepy. It's worth noting that in the scenario, in a real-world scenario, you're likely to draw a Memento monster that you don't typically need. So when we've summoned Sleepy and we've used Gaddock on field to fuse, if you use one of those Memento monsters in hand instead, you can also manage to get out a Bone Party for this end board. So here we'd use Bone Party, destroy the Witch, and search out something else, get something else on the field, right? Which would make your Sleepy live, and then you could go into Twin Dragon, search out the Monster Snatch and Steal, right? And of course, follow up, or you could get Goblin so shit can't get targeted, if that's really what you want. And it would also trigger Akihiron. It would start to snowball from there, you know? You play on your opponent's turn quite a bit if you set it up right. Anyway, that's the Darkblade combo / Anguish combo / I guess anyway to get into Darkblade or Anguish. Okay, Goblin 1-card combo. Normal summon Goblin. Goblin destroys himself. Goblin destroying himself, sending Gaddock, Bone Party. Oops, come back here, yeah. Gaddock effect. Summon itself, Gaddock effect to grab Bone Party. Bone Party effect. Destroying Gaddock. Summon out the Darkblade. Darkblade effect. Destroying himself. To summon out the Mace. Mace effect to destroy itself. To add you the Fusion. Fusion effect. Mace, Darkblade, everything but Gaddock. Everything but the Gat's got to go. Alright, sending that shit back. I'll leave that there for now. Here comes him. The king of all kings. Alright. King of all kings will send a copy of himself. He's also going to send a witch and an Akihiron. Banish the copy was sent to himself to the grave to search for the field spell. McClan. Right, McClan. Banish field spell. Destroy him to search Graining Burst. Well, activating Akihiron. McClan. Training him. Summoning Witch. Witch effect on summon to search for Sleepy. Okay, Sleepy we can now normal special summon and use its effect to fuse these two. Twin Dragon effect to destroy itself. To search. I'm going to search these two Mad Dogs. I'm going to have an effect of Twin Dragon to summon. I'm going to summon the Sleepy, not the Sleepy, the Anguish. Anguish effect to pop the Akihiron. To summon the Gaddock we so kindly left in there. Which will trigger Akihiron to grab us the fusion, Memento fusion. Okay, now as you can see, it's basically business as usual, right? We get out the Trihorn. Go on to Silhouette Rabbit. Rabbit will be setting Shadow's Core. Or I guess the Angel statue if you play that way. I prefer Core so much. So good. Then we will make sure to get him out. And we will do that. He's free. Or you leave the Akihiron in there. This time you shuffle back the witch. Because the body is nice and the recursion is brilliant. What can I say? Get out the combined creation. Now we do sprite plays. Gigantic away. Get out your old Meowmine. Meowmine and Gigantic into IP. And you know what? Proceed to end phase. You're setting Bone Party. I guess for those wondering, you should also point out that you'd flip the Shadow's Core, you'd bring it out, and then at any point you can go Fusion and fuse these two off whenever it's convenient, because you do keep just generating bodies, right? And you'd go into your window. Tatsunootoshigo one card combo. We open just Tatsu. What are we ending on? Oh, fine. It's quite a bit. And a special summon Tatsu. We don't even use our normal. We're going to use Tatsu's effect. And off of Tatsu, we are going to be sending Gaddock. You'll find with any combo that isn't the Darkblade Witch combo, you're always sending Gaddock. And we're also going to be sending the Mace and the Goblin. We're going to be Activating Godic effect to special summon himself. Grab us Mace, summon a Mace, Mace destroy. Search Meme Fusion. Meme Fusion effect. Then we go on these two, since we've used them, and the Godic on field. Or the big man on campus. And he's going to send a copy of himself, as usual. Field spell is amazing. Right, gotta have it, gotta have it. And we're also going to roll with a copy of that, and a Darkblade. Banish him, search for the field spell. Activate said field spell. Okay, now we're going to use Meme Fusion once again to destroy Creation King. It's a damn shame, but he has to go. And we will be searching the Cranium Burst. Now, because things were destroyed, we'll target him with Plan to summon the Darkblade, and we can activate Akihiron. Darkblade effect, destroying himself. Summon out Anguish. Anguish effect grabs Shalipi. Shalipi effect. You can see where this is going. Basically in the same place we were before. Twin Dragon effect. Such a Trihorned. Or Memento land horned, I should say. And Creation King, combined creation. These names. Now for our Twin Dragons effect. To bring back the Anguish. Anguish effect, destroying Akihiron to summon out a Zegat. Akihiron effect grabs us the Meme Fusion. Summon out Trihorned. Silhouette. Silhouette grabs Fiddle Core. Now we're using my creation. Shuffling back you, and we've got plenty more targets now. So really, it's your pick. I'll probably take this approach. We'll leave them free in there. So I'll stick with Creation King, the Anguish, and the Akihiron. That'll summon our combined creation. Now we will go into Gigantic Sprite. Gigantic Sprite effect. Summoning your level 2 of choice, minus Meowman, of course. And these two Mad Dogs for Masquini. Fusion, Cranium Burst, set. And that's that. So I guess in this case you don't wind up with your Bone Party in rotation. So it's not quite as good as the Goblin 1-card combo, but yeah, it's Just about everything you'd ask for, right? What could you want? Okay, I thought I'd showcase the power of Grand Breakout here. Now, can use Bone Party in this situation as well. It's 100 times better. But one goblin still goes a long way, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to assume we got Impermed on Tatsu, which is considered to be the optimal place to Imperm Memento. So Tatsu's Impermed, we're not doing our Send or he's Ashed. Either way, let that go through. Then we activate Grand Breakout. Tributing Tatsu, bringing out the Goblin. Haven't normal summoned yet. Goblin effect. Yadik sends Bone Party. Look familiar? Yadik effect. Yadik effect to summon itself. Grab us Bone Party. Bone Party effect. Destroying Yadik. Summon out Darkblade. Darkblade effect. Destroying itself. Bringing out the Which effect to add base normal summon, base destroy itself, searching your fusion effect, okay, Mace, Goblin, and Tats. Not too relevant what you shuffle back here, but as long as it's stuff you've already utilized. Bringing out Combined Creation effect on summon, sending a copy of himself. Akihiron, always an Akihiron. VP as well. Banish the Creation King. Search the field spell. Activate the field spell. Alright, now we are going to do the same old. Banish Beam Fusion. Destroying Creation King. Searching for Radium. Chanting 1. Signing Creation King. Chanting 2. Akihiron. Akihiron bring himself out. And then, of course, a Sleepy effect with the Witch. Twin Dragon destroy himself. Search out the Dynamic Duo. Twin Dragon affecting Grave. Tipping out the Sleepy. Now we're going to use Sleepy's effect, destroying the Akihiron, summoning the Yat. Akihiron effect, grab the infusion. Trihorn Dragon. Trihorn Dragon in Anguish. It's so familiar, isn't it? Once you've done it enough times, it becomes so easy to see the lines, no matter what you draw. You set the core. We use the Combined Creation. These two. You. Win, right? Alright. Gigantic Sprite. Gigantic Sprite effect. Brings out the Meowmine. IP. Cranium. Need Fusion. And the end phase effect. Bone Body. Alright guys, so this is the scenario where we side in Red Resonator and we just so happen to draw it. It sucks. It's not fun, but let's say time is close approaching and you know that gaining those 5,000 life points that you're going to gain. It's mostly all that matters. We approach our combo pretty normally. You know, Darkblade, Destroy, Language effect.
A few moments later.
Okay. I got this guy out early. We've got quite a few monsters on the board. So this is where we go into Saryuja Skulldread. And we're going to go with these four. Okay, and then you got your Saryuja. It's worth noting that at this point, because you have more cards in hand, you can do your draw and return and maybe fix your hand a little, make more appropriate hand traps or get some of your extras out. But you're using him mainly for his special summon from hand effect. So we're going to do that. We're going to special summon from hand, Red Resonator. Red Resonator effect, targeting him, gain 5k. You just won in time. Alright, so here your Darkblade 1-card combo went all the way through. This is post-siding, so your opponent sided in evenly. Right. So we've just went draw phase standby. In standby, I guess I activate Cranium Burst. And now let's say our opponent says they want to move to battle phase. While still in main, we're going to do some things. Right? This is where the Shaddoll core still comes in handy, by the way. So we'll summon the Shaddoll core, IP Masquerena, into Selene. It's important to have a light spellcaster, and Meme Fusion, Selene, Creation King, your Omni Negate. You're ready. The only real thing you lose in this combo is all the advantage that IP provides, interruption-wise, and of course the destruction from him. So overall, it's not a bad end board on its own. Again, protects you from evenly, and then you have an Omni Negate. So yeah, that's about it, eh? This is the power of my brand of mementos. I'm in love with this deck. I hope it performs as well as I think it will. Thank you for tuning in if you made it this far. Catch us